and we are fortunate to have this dynamic business leader today to share with us a new and powerful global business platform that is transforming the old normal to the new paradigm in today's ever-changing and challenging global economy. Please welcome our speaker, Bev Woolhouse.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. My name is Bev and I'm actually in Perth, Australia, miles away from a lot of you. You know, it's a great honour for me to be able to share this business platform with you. You know, as I said before, this wasn't something that I actually knew about, I understood, but it wasn't until I came to that point in my life, and as you heard Samson say, I've had traditional businesses as well as working in corporate world. And, you know, I got to around about that 60-ish time in my life and I thought, what am I going to do? You know, I'm not happy in what I'm doing. There must be something else. So it was then I started to decide to look outside the box to see what else could be available for me. And, you know, at my age, I was always looking for some sort of product to keep myself, you know, looking as young as I could. So it was a twofold thing for me. I got into it because of the product, and it wasn't long after that I got very, very excited when I saw the business model. And as I said, I was a bit skeptical only because I didn't understand it. And there's a lot of myths around this business that just aren't true. So as we go through this webinar today, I hope that you see what I saw. I hope I can get you a little bit excited about the possibilities. And this isn't just a business about money. This is a business about finding out who you are, discovering maybe those lost dreams and giving you a little bit of hope for your future. So let's get started. You know, the thing about this is the company is actually called Jeunesse, and it means youthful. Now, if you're anything like me, it's not that you want to be 20 when you're actually 60. You just want to be as healthy as you can on the inside, on the outside. And that's exactly where I'm coming from. You know, for me, this company is just epitomizes everything that anyone would want to seek in a business. And we have to understand that the world's a different place these days. You know, I grew up where people had their jobs for 40, years, and they'd retire and they'd be able to, have a retirement plan and maybe spend some time with their family. Things have changed, job security isn't around anymore. We can understand that, there's a lot of people who fly in, fly out, especially here in Australia. We have these fly in, fly out workers. They're only home with their family for 26 weeks of the year. So you can imagine what that feels like for the wife. She feels actually like she's a single mum half the time. We have people who are closing doors on corporate world because they understand that working 80 hours a week for somebody else isn't answering what their dreams. So, technology is a wonderful, wonderful thing, but it also means that it's taking away people's jobs, and a lot of people are being made redundant, especially in our mines, because they have these things called driverless trucks. And, we have a young lady who's actually part of this team, part of this company, and she's actually one of those people who used to be on there driving those driverless trucks from afar. So, those people who used to drive those trucks have now lost their jobs. So you can see that we're living in a world that's constantly changing. There's new technology taking place, and it really is part of a great business model to be up to date, to know what are the trends happening and jump on board. And technology has made the world a very, very small place, because right now we're on this call and there's people all over the world who are tuning in and listening, only because technology has allowed the world to be like a neighborhood. We can all jump on this call together. That's exciting. So, when I first got started, I wonder who were the people who began this, who planted the seed for this wonderful company called Jeunesse, and it was Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis. Now, these people are geniuses. Randy Ray's a true visionary. He came from such humble beginnings, when you read his story, I won't go into that, but, where he came from to where he is now is purely through being a visionary, seeing something greater than what he had at the time. And Wendy, she's a mathematician, a statistician. She is amazing at compensation plans and back offices. We'll talk about that later, but your businesses, how these businesses work and the compensation plan, this is her forte. And between the two of them, they were able to grow this company to this exciting level that we're at now. Well, Scott Lewis, Wendy's son, he's a lovely young man, a true visionary, and also too, I love his heart. You know, it's all about the distributors. It's all about helping the distributors to make money in this business, but also to grow themselves and to reach out and have their dreams come true. And, you know, he often says that, you know, when it's a saying that he says about, you know, believes that it's the heart of the business, the heart of the distributors that make this business grow. So between the three of them and other distributors, they're allowed to take this to 130 plus countries. Now that's phenomenal. In 6.5 short years, this is where we've come. And, you know, we've got people in Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, you know, Puerto Rico, Indonesia. You know, I've just come back recently from Jakarta. Indonesia is growing so quickly. It's so exciting to see what's happening there. So they've already done the hard work. You know, for me, one of my businesses was a gym. For me to actually take that just even across Australia was such hard work I gave up. You know, I just said to my husband, you know what? The money, the resources, the time, the effort, I just didn't have it in me at the time. This company's already done that for us. All we have to do is reach out, find people in other countries and show them the opportunity. How easy does it get? When I first started, we were actually ranked at number 38. So in 1 year, we jumped to number 18. Now, this is totally significant because you must understand we stand among industry giants, companies that have been around 20, 30, 40, even 50 years. So to jump 20 places in 6.5 years is truly, truly incredible. And, you know, what would be behind that? You know, we're a history-making company. Last year, we did $1.1 billion in sales. This year, we're on track to do $2 billion. That's incredible. Like Facebook, Amazon, all those big companies that you think of in traditional worlds, you know, they took 4 to 5 years to do this $1 billion. So, you know, not only in the network marketing industry are we massive, but we're also massive when we compare ourselves to traditional businesses. You know, this is really, I hope you're getting a little bit excited because I am. And I've been in the industry for a year now, and I still get excited where I see where our company's going. So what would drive $1.1 billion in sales? It's called our Youth Enhancement System. And look at that. Defends, restores, balance, enhance, energize, diminish, rejuvenate. Who wouldn't want that? And, you know, the funny thing is often world trends are led by people like myself called baby boomers. And baby boomers are the ones who actually even started up, you know, baby food in jars, you know, because we were time poor. So once again, we're leading a trend. It's called the anti-aging trend. And baby boomers and now younger people, we don't want to look old. So we're, you know, the baby boomers make up a massive portion of our population. So actually leading a trend that they believe in 2025 is going to be worth $1 trillion. So can you get that this company was on the cutting edge of this? They're revolutionary products, they're biotech products. They're on the cutting edge of a trend that is absolutely sweeping the world. And this man was behind a lot of it. He's on our medical advisory board. He's also our world leader in stem cell technology formulation. This man is truly a genius. So what he came across was using stem cells to actually help people who had suffered from cancer and who had lost their jaws, things like that. And he helped actually to inject these stem cells, their own stem cells, to rebuild, you know, people's jaws, give them a way of life again, give them their confidence back. He's truly a genius. So what he did was he took those stem cells and he derived what we call growth factors. And in our products, we have 200 plus growth factors. So what these growth factors are, they're like chemical messengers that go down to our deep lab cellular level to tell our cells to start behaving like they're young again. You know, I love that because it actually makes me, you know, like laugh because I can just see that, you know, I've got a very vivid imagination. I can see these chemical messengers telling our cells to start behaving like when they were 20. So, you know, I get that vision. And, you know, so our cells start to rebuild collagen and elastin. They start to grow again. They start to actually plump out our skin, help diminish those fine lines and those deep lines. So we really have a product here that's very, very unique. I mean, I've seen other products that have growth factors, but most of them are from plants. And even if they are derived from adult stem cells, the problem is that they have very few, maybe 10 or 20. So to have 20 plus growth factors really does set us apart. It truly is the difference because, you know, these products truly do work. And this is the range. It's a fabulous range because it works on any skin type, it works on any skin color, it works if you're young, jump on board, be proactive, stop it happening. If you're older like myself, really it combats that aging. You really see a noticeable difference very, very quickly. So a good company always does third-party studies, and our company is no exception. So as you can see, 100% of these people would recommend to family and friends. Now, I just want to pause with that a minute. Have you ever been to a movie that someone recommended you to go to that movie? And when you got there, you're shaking your head thinking, why did they think this movie was great? And this is what happens with recommendations. Often you hear something and, you go to it or you see it or you look at it, you pick it up and you realize that it wasn't what they said. In this product, 100% of people recognize this and wanted to pass it on. This is a word of mouth business. So as you can see, the 100% of people loving this product, that speaks for itself, doesn't it? For me, I had all of those things. I looked younger, I had smoothness and luminosity, I had skin firmness. My husband noticed at first, he just said, Bev, what have you done to your skin? And then friends and family started to notice, saying, you look younger, you don't look so tired. I mean, when your skin light starts to look better and you start to feel like you look younger, something happens inside of you and you start to get more confidence. And, so I guess and I started to feel happier about myself. So it's a big ripple effect, isn't it, when your skin starts to change. So in this study, as you can see, after 56 days, this lady was put under a special camera, and you can see there she had a 65% decrease in her deep lines. On the left there, you can see those navy lines, and they've certainly decreased on the right. Guys are no exception. They're jumping on board. They want to look younger as well. I mean, I know my husband, he steals my product. Well, I actually buy it for him now so that we're not fighting over it. So after 56 days, you can see there's a 52% decrease in his fine lines. Men are jumping on board with this. They want to stay youthful, and they're actually going further than that. They're doing the business as well. And that's exciting, isn't it? To have, this just isn't a woman's only business where, we're doing party plan or, this is a business model that anyone can jump on board with. And Winnie, well, there you go. Here she is. She's 10 weeks on this product. She only did half her face. She was one of the very beginners. She was one of the founders. Serum on half of her face, and you can definitely see the difference. Her lines diminished, she had firmness in her skin. But that wasn't good enough for Winnie. She decided to get her doctor, who was a skin cancer specialist, to have a look under the dermoscope to see what was actually happening at that deep level. Because as we were saying, it works at that deep level, that cellular level, whispering to ourselves to regrow collagen. And as you can see on the left there, that collagen, those white streaks, that's collagen regrowing. You can see on the right, very red and quite inflamed with no collagen whatsoever. And the problem is that from the age of 30, we actually do start losing our collagen. By the time we get to 62, as Winnie was, you can actually see that you don't have any collagen left. So this is the exciting part of this, to start to regrow that baby collagen. And once you start regrowing baby collagen, as you can see, your skin actually starts to firm up and your lines start to diminish. So Reserve, well, I feel like when I talk about this product that I can never do it justice, because I'm not a big tablet taker. I find it difficult to swallow tablets. So for me to have something in a gel formation that when I take it, it gets into my system within 5 minutes and 90% of those ingredients are absorbed, to me this was a win-win, because I wanted an antioxidant in my body. And this is exactly what this is. Like, have a look at those ingredients. Reserve, the star of the car, and then all these other things are the casts. This is like a big production, and Reserve and the resveratrol is incredible. Please Google resveratrol for yourself, find out exactly what it does do, because it actually is in red wine, but you'd have to actually drink about 160 glasses of it to get the same amount of resveratrol, which is 185 milligrams in this little sachet. Now, Google resveratrol, but just briefly what it does, it actually fights and stops free radicals happening in our body. It stops us from aging on the inside. And unlike our face where we can see the signs of aging, sometimes inside our body, we actually don't know that it's breaking down. You know, stress, I think most of us are under stress these days. You know, stress is a silent killer, and it really does cause our body to degenerate on the inside. So what resveratrol does, it really does fight that for us. You know, I can't imagine going a day without this product, you know, only because I know that, you know, at my age at 60, I was getting the signs of aging, not just on my face, but in my body. I was slowing down. I wasn't feeling that great. My metabolism has slowed down. This product actually helps maintain your metabolism. It gives you energy. It fights those free radicals. It truly is a must for anyone, young or old. So we have a synergy of products here, and as you can see, and they're all scientifically based. They're all amazing. The Zen is our weight management program. The Nevo is our energy drink. Instantly Asia has been featured on Good Morning America and the doctors. It truly is. It's a quick fix for you if you're wanting to have a little flawless appearance at times. So Reserve I spoke about, and then of course the Luminous range. AMs and PMs are incredible. Infinity is based on Nobel Prize winning science. And it truly is. It's a product that has the probably most researched product on the market. It's truly phenomenal. So let's get excited about what's happening next. This is the compensation plan. This is the plan that our wonderful Wendy Lewis put together for us. You know, I spoke about my traditional businesses. It was a nightmare. That's why I reached this stage where I was looking at this. You know, we did have money coming in. We were comfortable in our lifestyle. But I had no life. You know, we were short of time. I'm a grandma. I hardly ever saw my grandchildren. You know, I felt my body was just so stressed. And, you know, I was looking, as I said. But when I saw these 6 streams of income, you know, I got a little bit excited because I only had 1 stream of income. And I just felt I was always dependent on everything else falling into place for me to get paid. So, you know, and outgoings, and to get into my business is so expensive. So this 6 streams of incomes really appealed to me. Now, our first one's our retail profit. So when we decided to join this company, we actually, in Australia, it's $38. I think it's $49.95 in the States, and in other countries you can find out from the person who got you on the webinar. But what a small price to pay. I mean, I couldn't believe when I was told it was $38 to actually just get into the business. And then I knew I had to buy a pack, but I was excited to get the skincare. So when I signed up, I got this wonderful website, you know, $1 million plus website. And in that website, I got what we call my back office suite. So my business center, everything is done there for me. So if someone says, Bev, I love your skin, what are you doing? And they just want to jump onto my website and buy that serum, they can, and I'm going to get a $52 profit from that, which they put into my account. Isn't that exciting? I don't have to run around. I don't have to deliver the product. I don't have to find out when she's going to be home and try and sort out money with her. This is all done for me. That product is delivered to her door. She puts her credit card into the system, and before you know it, she's got the serum being delivered without me having to do anything. I mean, truly, even that little bit of the program got me excited. I thought, really? My own business center, all done for me? I was just blown away. And you know what really, to me, was the icing on the cake? When I started my gym, it cost me $300,000 to set it up. We didn't have an idle $300,000 sitting in a bank account. We actually had to borrow that from the bank, so we were paying interest. You know, when I saw that I could get into this business for $1,049, I just couldn't believe it. I was getting product for that. I was getting a lot of skincare for that amount of money. And for me, it was like, wow, I've spent that much money on one serum. So I was just like, oh my goodness. So to get into a business for $1,049, I wasn't even thinking, you know, what I had to do next. I just thought, you know what, I'm in it. I'm in this for a year. Let's just see what happens. So the person who introduced me would have got $200 for me buying that pack. Some people like to get in on the basic pack. They only want a few products, and then you're going to get a customer acquisition bonus for $25 for introducing them. You know, this is just a company's way of saying welcome. Thank you so much for your spreading this by word of mouth. Our third way is called team commissions. This gets very exciting because every product has a point value. We call it a CV. So as you can see, as you're looking at this, you see two little people, one on the left and one on your right. But when I got excited, when I started using the product and people said to me, Bev, what are you doing? Your skin looks amazing. People wanted to come on the journey with me. So I put one on my right and one on my left. And as you can see, they decided to introduce people as well, and my business started to grow. And now I'm in other countries, and some people I don't even know who they are because my business started to expand. I use this often, but I think it's such a great analogy, a bit like Facebook. You know, you post a photo on your Facebook page, before you know it, you've got lots of likes, then their friends like it, their friends like it, before you know it, it's liked around the world. This is how this business grows. It's word of mouth. People say, what are you doing? You tell them, and they jump on board with you. So this is very exciting. So, you know, whatever happens under your business center, all that buying and selling is actually generating points. So when you get 600 points on one side and 300 points on the other side, you're actually going to get $35 US. It's called a cycle. And this can happen lots and lots and lots of times. This can happen when you're asleep in bed in Australia. Someone in France is doing some work and you're leveraging their time. This is amazing, because when I was in business, I was the person. It was all about me. I had to work 80 hours a week because there was only me doing that business. Can you see the beauty of this? It's leveraging. It's amazing. So the company's very generous. They allow us to do 750 team commissions. That's $26,250 US a week. Now, I don't know about you. I get very excited about that because, you know, there are people doing that. This is a real business. Real people just like you and I who are jumping on board and doing this. You know, it doesn't come easy. It's hard work, but isn't everything? I was working hard anyway. So for me, I just decide to focus on working hard in a different direction. So it does take effort, and your rewards are based on that effort, but isn't it worth it? So our leadership matching bonus is, you know, depending on your ranking in the company, this is when the real magic starts to happen, I like to say. So our level one is someone like Mary. I've introduced into the company. Mary goes crazy. She sees the vision and she gets excited. She's had a massive improvement on her skin. So she decides to go crazy. And in one, she earns $1,000 in a week. I actually earned $200 of that. And the trick about this all, not the trick, but the beauty of this is that, you know, Mary can't do that well unless I help her. This is a business about helping other people. This is a business about getting other people to succeed so you'll become successful. And isn't this about life? You know, isn't it great that we've got a business that we can help and share with other people? And, you know, in this business, people that I just didn't know before have now become good friends. So it's a business more about just, you know, it's not just about the money. It's about a lot of things, and this is one of them. So if Mary introduces someone, I'm going to get 50% of that second level, and it goes on and on right down to level 7, depending upon what ranking you are in the company. But yeah, can you see that this is a very snowball effect? This just can grow and grow and grow just by helping other people achieve their goals. Our fifth way is called a customer acquisition incentive. Now, on that level 1, if you have 5 customers who are ordering regularly, you can get 25%. And if you have 10 customers who order regularly, that level 1 is going to move to 30%. The 6th way is called our diamond bonus pool. Now, we all have a vision of this is where we're aiming. We're all focused on getting here. And many, many people have gone before us who have. And, you know, if you listen to their stories, they'll tell you it wasn't easy, but they were focused and they had a big reason to do this, a big why. And, you know, lots of times that's around their family, their why. So where they're focused, they're laser beam and they work hard. And then they get to Diamond Director. And this means they're going to get 3% of the company's CV and it's paid quarterly. That's exciting, isn't it? Like, I haven't even worked out 3% of $1.1 billion in the company's CV, but I'm sure it's a lot of money. And I do know there are a lot of people doing that. So the other bonuses are that, you know, we get to travel, you can win trips. And just recently there was a trip where 8,400 people got on 4 ships and went around the Mediterranean. 8,400 people in one company. Now that's a lot of people to have won these trips. So, you know, for me, when I see that, I think, you know what? Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it if they're focused. and really want it. You know, personal growth, I've said it before, I wouldn't be doing this webinar if I hadn't learned to grow and build myself and reach out and ask for help and get myself, you know, in a position where I can actually be on this webinar and enjoy doing it. I'm enjoying doing it. I love it. But, you know, also, this is part of my work activity, to be on this webinar speaking to all of you and maybe just helping some of you see this vision. Now, that's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting for me. I hope it is for you as well. So we're living in a new paradigm. We've got to understand that the world's a changing place. You know, I like to talk about, you know, Kodak and Blockbuster, two companies that were highly successful, $1 million companies. But you know what? They missed the opportunity. Kodak didn't believe that digital cameras would take over the world. And Blockbuster didn't believe that people would actually be able to get onto Netflix and have movies available to them just through their own TV sets. So these companies missed the opportunities because they were too stuck in what was the old paradigm. So, you know, for me, I'm not saying it happened easily, but it did happen. I had a shift in my thinking. I truly understand that it was time for me to get into a new paradigm, to see this business as a different type of platform. And I knew I didn't want to miss an opportunity. You know, all along my life, I feel like there were times when I missed opportunities because I wasn't prepared to really delve into it and have a look. I wasn't going to let that happen again. For me, I looked at the big picture. We've got cutting edge products. You know, biotech products, products that people want and in demand. You know, we've got a global community that we can reach out. The company's already set the stage for us. It gives me time, freedom, and flexibility. You know, I love the fact that the other day I spent the whole day in my pajamas. I didn't leave the house, but I worked a 9-hour day. It was a 9-hour day because I wanted it to be that way. I enjoyed it. I was speaking to people, I was connecting, and I loved every minute of it. But I stayed in my pajamas all day. Don't you have to love that? You know, I joined a global community. Once I got into this, people embraced me. They showed me a system. They plugged me in. You know, I had an apprenticeship for a little while. I was learning. I was educating myself to become, you know, what I wanted to become in this business. So the fact is, you're not in this business by yourself. You are in it for yourself, but not by yourself. People surround you and they show you how to become successful. You know, I never had that in traditional businesses. It was all up to me. I had to pave my own way. It's already been done for us, and there's lots and lots of people who have proven that this system works. So look, I come to the most exciting part of this whole thing now. I love this part. This is where we actually get to talk to other people and we find out, you know, what drove them to see this as a business and, you know, where are they going with it? What did they see in their life? This is the part I love because this is real people. Some who were skeptical, some who just saw it straight away, but who all jumped on board and now are living a life with Jeunesse is a major part of that. So first I'm going to go to, actually in my own hometown here in Perth, Australia, to Dorina. She's a young mum. Are you there, Dorina? Dorina, are you there? Yes, I see you. Oh, you look so beautiful as usual.
Oh, thank you. I'll take any compliments today.
I'm giving them because, you know, I'm just going to actually share with everybody. You're actually just coming off a 13-hour shift because you're still working a part-time job while you're building this business on the side. So, you know, what would make you actually, you know, you work hard at your part-time job. I know you've got 2 kids, you've got a fabulous husband, and you're a very, very hard worker. What would make you decide to jump on board when you've already got a very full life?
Oh, look, Bev, I am so excited. Even after a 13-hour shift, I'm excited to be on this webinar. The best thing about this opportunity is that I've got something to look forward to, that I can take control of my life and, you know, be part of a global system. The best thing for me, Bev, that I'm able to grow beyond, you know, what I'm able to do at the moment in my full-time job and to help a lot of people along the way. Can you still see me there?
I can. You look beautiful.
I just thought I lost you there.
No, you're good. Keep going.
So yeah, for me, it's opened so many doors. It's not so much about us. I think it's about reaching out to other people, giving people, you know, a chance to dream again. And, you know, most of the time when we work for somebody else is working for somebody else's dreams. And this enables me to leave a legacy for my children. It enables me to provide a future for them, you know, to give them a better quality of life, to be able to have more choices. You know, when I work for somebody else, I feel that I'm always trapped. And, you know, I'm so excited about this global platform that we've been able to connect with people globally, you know, to be able to reach out to people that I thought I never would in other countries. It's absolutely amazing. And just people that we normally come across, you know, they're always telling you, you know, they've got a struggle or a problem, or in most of it, it's financial. And here we are, we've got a gift that we can share with people, you know, and share it with them, and help them achieve their goals.
Absolutely. So I can still see you. So I'll tell you if you go off, I'll tell you. I just, you know, love the fact that, you know, you've got a real heart for people. You've always had a heart for people. And I just love the fact that you always often say to me, it's not about me. You know, you came from Romania. I know your parents came from very humble beginnings. They came to Australia to look for a better life. And so I can see that you're totally driven, and I know that, you know, you have a big community of Romanians in Australia, but you also have a big community of Romanians in Romania still. And, you know, I know that it's your dream that you can help them, you know, in a totally different country. So for me, I can understand this has been a platform that you can see is very global, and it's been able to help you, you know, reach out. So I just think, Dorina, like, you know, where do you see yourself in even, you know, 5 years time, you know, because this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is a 2 to 5 year plan. So where do you see yourself in 5 years time with your community and your family?
You know, my main goal is to, you know, to start over here in my backyard, but my ultimate goal is definitely to take it back to my home country. I'd love to be able to take my family back over there. And while we're going to holiday, we're going to build a business. So I am actually at the moment, you know, reaching out through the internet, social media to them. I'm reconnecting with so many of my school friends that I grew up back in Romania with. And, you know, I'm excited about the future. And it is a 2 to 5 year plan. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we need to learn, like everything else that we do in life. I look at it as a university, and the best thing about it, I think you mentioned so many times, that you get paid as you learn, you know, so it is a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. And I think it's our set of mind. If we want to make it and you have high goals and you work every single day and be very disciplined, you can definitely achieve it. So for me, I've got something that I really look forward to.
Yeah, fantastic. I know that too. You know, I speak to you regularly, and I just know that you will succeed because you've got the right intentions and you've got amazing integrity. So I just know that you will succeed, and I just get very excited every time that I speak to you because you work so hard at both your jobs, and I just love talking to you. So thank you. I know you're on your way to an appointment actually, so so thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, babe. All the best.
Okay, bye-bye. We're going to stay in Perth now, and we're actually going to go to a suburb called Claremont in Perth, and we've got Leonie. Are you there?
Hi, yes, babe, I'm here.
Fantastic. You know what, Leonie? Everyone always comments on your beautiful smile. I have to say, you always look amazingly happy, which is fantastic. So, Leonie, I know your background, but could you just share a little bit with everyone? You know what it is that you do, just briefly.
What I do, I'm actually a natural therapist, and I've been doing that. I hate to say it, but 30 over years. It seems like a long time. And so, you know, it's always been in the people business, and certainly a trainer in the personal development business. So this has really opened my heart up with the opportunities that it's given. So for me, it just is another part of what I've loved, my passion and purpose, and how I can extend that out to the people that I love working with.
So, Leonie, in your business, you know, with anyone who does any sort of personal therapy, it really is about you, and you have to be there because nobody can actually do what you do. And people want want you. So how do you see this business as freeing you up a little bit, I believe?
Well, that's the whole part of it. When I've shifted and been over in Perth now 5 years from the eastern, what we call the eastern states. And, that's when I really realised that, I can't be totally there. I used to travel backwards and forwards, and that's really costly. And also it's time consuming, and, for the anti-aging, for this beautiful business, it has a toll on you. So I really realised that I needed something else for myself, to not have to be the person for everything, because you want a life. And I work hard. We came from a family of 8 in 10 years. That's tough, for my mum especially. And so we learned, at an early age, coming from a farm, that we had to get out there and do what we wanted to do, and make sure that that we could get the rewards from what we were doing, because it didn't come from anywhere else. So that gave me a good work ethic. And then, of course, the people business was in there. I think Mum was a caring person, and I think that's come through, with most of us children. And so, that's where my life has come. But also, you can't keep doing that. You've got to bring things back for yourself. And so when I learned about residual income, because if I don't work, I don't get money. And that's what I knew I needed. And then I knew with this platform and with the USGS that people can go and learn it. I can assist them, but I can help them in health and wealth. Because I was in the health area, but I know most people's stress, and stress is a huge thing in this day and age, is coming from wealth. And people's, jobs aren't secure, all of those things. And I had to start again. When I came over in Perth, Bev, I had to find a whole new area of people that wanted to be looked after. And so I had to learn it the hard way. And now I can go, wow, I can do this with all of you beautiful people, the leaders, the globalness of it. I wanted that in my business, didn't have it, because as you said earlier, it's tough to start a business in other states, let alone countries. So, wow, this has given me the paradigm shift that I want. I love new things. It's exciting. And, of course, for my beautiful, tender young age, it's anti-aging, which is absolutely fits me for inside and outside.
Thank you, Leonie. I just, because I know your husband, and I know yourself, and I just know that it's probably something that you didn't need to do financially. So, you guys are pretty comfortable in your lifestyle, but, I know that too, you are driven by a greater vision. I know that, your heart is for helping other people. And I feel like it's a trend that seems to be happening with people who jump on board with this. They have a real heart, and they have a real vision and a real purpose. So, I know travel, you like to travel, but, do you have not a deeper purpose? I don't mean that travel's not, but, what's your your heart? Why would you do this, from your heart?
Well, from my heart, I certainly want to do it because I can see an opportunity to broaden all sorts of people in life, and especially my age, and for my own personal self. I wanted financial freedom. I love travel. I wanted to connect with family. I just wanted for everyone to be able to experience more than. This has certainly got the opportunity to more than in many ways. It's not one way. And then you can just put your wings on and practically fly if you choose to, if you're willing, if you want to be coachable, as they all keep telling me, you've got to be coachable. Oh, yes, I'm really trying to be that. But then I can go back into the system and practice in there so I can be better. But it doesn't matter. They can all do it at their own level. No one's pushed to be bigger than, better than, or less than. We all can be our own true selves with wonderful support. And then to have the conventions at the end. I'm looking to go to Orlando, so I'm excited and trying to work hard to get there because my sister's going. And in this, in all of the things we've done, we're doing it together with family. That's for me, that's hard.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Leonie. I know you've got some appointments, so I'll let you get going, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Bev. You're always wonderful. Thank you.
Now we're going to go to San Francisco, and very exciting. Are you there, Mary?
Hello, Beth.
Hello, Mary. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm trying to open my video.
Okay. I hope we can, because I love to see your lovely, gorgeous face. Well, I might just keep on talking while you're trying to do that.
Can you see me? It says you can't start your video because the host has stopped it. Oh, I guess I have to ask from the host.
No, you just have to start it, Mary.
Okay, can you see me now?
No, I can't, but let's just talk because it doesn't matter.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I can still hear you. That's the main thing.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. I'm sorry you can't see me.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry. Oh, I can see your picture though, so that's fine. That's great.
All right. Okay.
Mary, are you able to just share with us I love your background. I find it very, very exciting. So would you just share with everyone your background?
Of course. I have been an entrepreneur all my life, and I have a professional business. I've been very grateful for all my, most of my life, actually. I have it now for a little over 40 years in San Francisco. So I'm very grateful. But most importantly today is that I am so grateful to have stayed on, to be open in to be able to recognize what Jeunesse has to offer. Of course, I learned about this company because of one of their products. I'm in the beauty business, and wanted to have the luminous serum for myself as well as for my client. But I had no idea what the business is behind it until suddenly within 10 months, I earned a trip to go to Maui. And and ever since then, I've had 2 vacations every year on Jeunesse, and that absolutely changed the way I look at a business, because I have spent a lot of money to some of my suppliers from around the world, and none of them ever send me on vacation. Maybe to a nice dinner in Paris, but I also invite them to a nice dinner in San Francisco if they come and visit me, right? But Jeunesse has really expanded and opened my life. To me today, the new local is global. And I had no idea that my life was so small before, so limited with just myself and my clients. And even though I'm very grateful, I had no idea it was so small until Jeunesse came into my life. And it just opened the world on me. And I learned so much more about life, about people. And just like when I met Kim for the first time, just before I joined, she said to me, Mary, if you ever decide to do the business of Jeunesse, it will put you through a personal growth experience, but with an amazing compensation plan attached to it. And, you know, she's absolutely right. I understood what it meant, but I had no idea what she was talking about. But now, fast forward several years later, I get it. And yeah, so for everybody, this might mean different opportunities. And but for myself, it has certainly opened my world. And it has changed the way I look at many things. It helps me to be more patient, to be more tolerant, to be more of everything that I was probably less of in the beginning.
So Mary, you know, you are a professional. You know, you could go on doing what you're doing, and you'd be very comfortable in your life. But you know, I just sort of, you know, thinking to myself, like, you made this shift, you know, from one to the other, and you have said, you know, why that happened. But, you know, was there an understanding for you as well that, you know, your business is really dependent on you? I know you have a lot of people who work for you, but you're still the main person. It's very reliant on you. So did it get you excited when you realised about the leveraging and the team and all how?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So just share with us what that meant for you, because it's not just about you.
Well, that is totally true, Beth. My business is under my name, so it's all about me. What Mary Day think is best, what for you, what I think is you need the most. It's all about me. And that was the biggest shift I had to make in Jeunesse, because this is the business of duplications. Is you need to help teach what you know to your team so that they can teach others. And I was not duplicatable. And I had to learn to humble myself. That was the biggest lesson I had to go through, is humbling myself to get there. And but yes, look about it. If you start your own business, just to expand to a second location, what it takes to do that, aside of just finding a good location, but also the capital that you will need to open up a new location, plus the right employee to help you and someone you can trust to run the second location, because you can't run both locations, right? Well, this is the beauty of Jeunesse. I don't have to worry about any of that and can touch the world with just the comfort of my mobile phone. And that's about it. And so it's a very different type of business. Why I'm so passionate about Jeunesse also, I learned some time ago that the beauty field was just given to me to touch someone, to find people, to touch someone's life. Well, one thing that I learned now is that Jeunesse will give me the continuous opportunity to touch people's life, but even much more meaningful than what I have been able to do in the past, because what I've been able to do is only to make people feel better and look a little better. But now in Jeunesse, I can really, really touch their life because of the opportunity that Jeunesse offers.
Oh, it's so true, isn't it, Mary? I think that's what we were saying earlier, is that it's all about the fact that we've got a tool now. I see it as a tool that can actually reach out and help other people who were a little bit lost, or life hasn't, done the best thing by, or whatever reason, but people who are also like yourself, who are entrepreneurs, who are living a comfortable life but are time poor, and you need to spend time with your family. You need to have a balance. So this is what I find that, Jeunesse offers people, whether you're already an entrepreneur, whether you're a struggling mum, no matter where you come from, no matter what playing field you're on at this minute, we certainly offer something that everyone can grasp hold of. And that's the beauty of this business, isn't it?
Absolutely. What I would like to encourage everyone who is joining us tonight on this webinar is to please keep truly an open mind. Understand what this business is all about. I understand technology is changing our life. Technology is replacing many jobs, but please know technology also create a new opportunity, and Jeunesse is definitely one of them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mary. I love speaking to you. I love meeting you in Jakarta. That made it so real for me. And that's the beauty of this business. Like I was saying before, I consider you a friend. I don't know you that well, but I just love interacting with you. And I consider you a friend now just through this business. And this is what this business does. So thank you so much, Mary, for your time.
Thank you so much, Bev, and same to you.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This business certainly does what we were saying. From any playing field, you have an opportunity. This is a new platform. It's having a shift in your mind, maybe getting your head around what this business might mean for you. I know this business gave me hope. It's built my courage. It's changed me, and it's changed other people around me. So if there's anything you saw today that just might trigger something for you, that you might see yourself doing this business, get back to that person. I mean, the person who invited you onto this webinar has truly given you a gift. It's up to you whether you receive it or not. So thank you so much for joining me. But now stay here, because I'm just so excited, and I feel quite honoured to introduce our trainer today. He is truly incredible. He's a double diamond. His knowledge is unbelievable. But what I love about him, personality, his deep heart. He has a heart for helping people, no matter where or when. I know sometimes he's been on to the phone to me at 2 o'clock in the morning, over at his time, just to be able to share or speak or tell me something. This man is truly, truly incredible. In one lifetime, you don't run across a lot of people that you immediately just warm to and embrace. And this company has produced a lot of those types of people, and this man is no exception. Please hang on, listen to every word, take notes. And are you there, Samson? Welcome.
Hello, Bev. How are you?
Hi, Samson. Thank you so much. We're all very excited.
I'm excited too. Well, Beth, that was a fantastic webinar, and all our panelists, Leonie, Dorina, Mary Tate, amazing, great advice, great stories. And Bev, thank you very much for being, one of the pillars of Jeunesse, USGS, bringing this message around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to hear you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Have a great day. Okay, talk to you soon. Stay on. Hello, folks. This is Samson coming to you from Los Angeles, California. I'm very excited to be here on this webinar tonight in North America, maybe very late in Europe, and morning or afternoon in Asia. So very happy to be here. Today, we're going to do our regular training. We have a training at the same time every single week. We have a different subject every week. So to educate the folks out there, and obviously this is a global webinar. We have hundreds of people logged in, very exciting, to share with you the basics and the knowledge, what's necessary to keep moving forward in the business. A little bit about myself before I get started. I've been a business owner for many years, immigrated from Hong Kong to USA about 38, 39 years ago, and I've always been a business owner. I was in real estate, I was in retail business with 3 stores, I was a professional auctioneer, and now, in one of the amazing people in network marketing. Very happy to be here today. And I was like most of you, maybe very new in this industry or have some years of experience. I got to know this industry about 11 years ago through a friend. And today she's one of the top women, top leader in all of the world in this industry, Kim Hui. And I watched her to become successful. And, my question was, how did she do it? And that was the thing, many of us see the success, but we never see what the price is necessary to be paid in full and upfront before we get there. I mean, Beth mentioned it very, very nicely, and all the panelists mentioned that, we work hard anyways. In life, we go and work hard, maybe hopefully that we were brought up with good work ethics, where we are grounded, we have good head on our shoulder. One thing for me was, I was always a dreamer. I want to be successful. But when I was growing up, or when I started my business, nobody really mentored me or taught me what that means. I read a lot of books, but folks, I mean, all of you know, reading is one thing, doing is another. So in this industry, I've had huge success, and I was very lucky to be coached and mentored by my very good friend, Kim Hui, and have become very successful in Jeunesse. I never really made money in network marketing until Jeunesse, and this is a fantastic company, really has a platform and technologies that is really changing the way people live. So what I want to share with you tonight, the subject we're going to talk about tonight is called mindset. What it takes to, how we need to think, or what attitude we need to have to be successful. So, well, folks, let me start it off like this. It doesn't matter what kind of business we're in, or let's talk about Jeunesse. There are people in the same opportunity. It doesn't matter what industry, what company, what business, in the same kind of opportunity. Well, there are people who make a lot of money and people who don't. So in Jeunesse, well, we have the same, within Jeunesse, same company, the same products, the same compensation plan. And some people make a lot, some people don't. Why is that? Well, obviously, it is what's in our head. This picture is fantastic. The mindset is not about what we know now or what our attitude is now, but actually it's necessary to go down to the roots of where we get those, the knowledge and experience or the attitude that we have. It shapes are the fruits that we show on the tree of our life. So the mindset is very important. And tonight, I hope that I'm able to talk many levels with you, not only on the superficial level, but a little bit deeper to try to get to the roots. And hopefully that I can make sense to you. So, well, to be successful, you really need to have a successful mindset. One thing is, well, you got to have a dream. To be successful, you got to have a dream. If you're going to start a business today, you got to know what you want out of it. So, for example, maybe some of you the first time on this webinar, you see the opportunity. You see you see other people doing it. Hey, you know what? If other people do it, why not me? Well, then the question is, well, what is your dream? You get excited. You see the hope. So, what do you want out of it? That is very important. You got to have that dream. The most successful entrepreneurs in the world, they all have a dream. They all have a vision where they want to be. So you have to think about that seriously. And the second thing is, well, you can have a dream, but then you got to be grounded and set some goals, reachable goals, realistic goals to achieve your dreams through the business. The way we always talk about it, Jeunesse is a fantastic vehicle. It's a vehicle we can get in. It's like a Ferrari. It's very fast. It's global, instantly. 130 plus countries and territories. You hop on and you can do business in all those countries today. Not many businesses out there at all are able to do that. So we're very unique. So if that was an opportunity, what would you want out of it? Now, these things you have to think seriously. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay. So, for example, what is your dream? Well, it's very important to realize that dreaming is free. Free, folks. So you have to dream. If I was to say that, be very straightforward, say you can just dream big. If you're going to dream anyway, dream big. If you're going to do something, do it big. Why do it halfway? So, and dreaming is free. It's important that you think about, in your life, well, if you could really live life, how would it look? What would it look like? Who would you be with? What would you be doing? What would you have? What are some of the causes that's near and dear to your heart? Are there things you want to change? Think about that. I think for me, when I first started in Jeunesse, as a matter of fact, I had lost a lot of money in my retail business. I had lost everything. I was upside down, multiple six figures. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just got a job as an auctioneer, but I don't know how I was going to, come back. So I was always open to looking, and looking is free, just like dreaming. So through a friend, I met Kim, and I got into this industry about 11 years ago. But not knowing, the real work behind it, I just saw it on a superficial level, never were open to ask. But I saw people, they really change a whole lifestyle, change a whole outlook, and the person, changed dramatically. Most of us, we struggle just to make a living. But folks, if you can put that aside for a moment, what if money was not the issue? How would you live your life? For me, I just give you an example. I did take time to think about it. For me, I just want a happy life. And I was trying to remember when the last time I was truly happy. I have to think back and back and back and back. I'm like, going back, maybe when I was younger, starting to work, when I was maybe in college, high school, junior high, grade school, kindergarten, preschool, I don't know. When was I last time truly happy? What was I doing? Who was I with? And for me, it's very simple. I just came up with some simple answer. So I want a happy life. I wasn't sure how I was going to live it. I was at the time very specific, but I love music. I want to, always want to be involved in music. I definitely listening. I used to play piano, so really play. So I enjoy it. It brings me to a different space. I enjoy people. I love finding out about people, learning about life through them, through their experience. I think people are interesting. People are what makes the world go round. It's not money. It's people. And the last thing I want is definitely freedom. Freedom makes me happy. I want to be independent, do what I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want, and really get a lot out of life. I want that freedom or choices. And that I know costs money. So I need to find a business that will help me achieve all those, and Jeunesse is a fantastic vehicle. So, if you're going to live, though, think about it. If you're going to wake up in the morning, put your 2 feet on the ground, go down to your house, or your mansion, I don't know. You open the open the door to the garage, see what kind of car you have, what kind of house you have, where would you be living, what city, what country would you be living, what would you be doing? Are there things that is dear to your heart where you want to do some charity, help other people, or you have the means to do whatever you want to do? What would you do? Or where would you like to travel? So you have to think about that. So, well, the question is, do you have the desire to stretch for your dream? And a dream is good, and you got to attach some emotion to it. You get the emotion, the seriousness, your commitment to your dream brings you power to reach for it, to stretch for it. But you got to have the desire. Desire is, I guess, it is an emotion. It's like a fire that burns in you, that you want it, you want it, you want it, and you're willing to stretch for it. You know, whatever you have now, you didn't really stretch for it. If you really wanted to go somewhere else, you have to go into the unknown to reach very far to stretch for your dream. That's very obvious. Be realistic, because no, Jeunesse, it's a business, it's a vehicle, it's an amazing business, global platform, but you got to hop on and put some work into it, put some time and effort, and think about it, be focused on it, take some action to do it, and then you can get some result from that. Well, from there, you know, with the mindset there, you still have to set goals, and setting goals is part of your mindset, because yeah, you can dream it, but without measurable targets, you won't be able to do it. Well, first you have to believe that you're meant to do something special, because if you're going to be somewhere else where you are not today, you maybe the life that you have today is okay, or you want to change it, or you really want to change it. Well, you got to go somewhere else. You got to believe you can do something special, and we can. You know, one of my favorite motivational speaker, Mr. Les Brown, you know, he tells a story, talk about, you know what, we're all born dumb, speechless, and naked, and look at where we are today. You know, we have many things, and we are able to do things because, well, we can learn to do things, and if we can learn, if we still have the ability to learn, for sure we can learn about success. So you believe we can do something special, set measurable results, and that's what I talked about before. Now, you know, yeah, we can talk about, you know, having money in the bank, okay? Let's say, for example, if your dream is to have $1 million in the bank, okay, well, how can you achieve that? You got to set some goals so you can make your way to achieve it, and when you want to achieve it. Goals are like dreams with expiration date. You know, you have to set a date, right? So first, for example, how much money would make you happy? You know, money, though, is only the result of what we do, okay? You know, when I've traveled all over the world, and people say, yeah, I want to be a millionaire, I want to make $1 million. And I say, okay, that's good, but is that the only amount you want to make? Wouldn't you want to make more than that? But my point was this, it's not about the number, because there's no emotion attached to the number. But my question is, if you said $1 million, really though, what are you going to do with that? Make it concrete in your mind. Really, so what is $1 million? Look, money's all relative. Some people think, you know, $100 is a lot of money. Some people think 100 million is not a lot of money. It all, you know, everybody has different perspective. So from your perspective, though, if money is the result of what you do, and if money was no problem, you have the money to do what you want. But what is it that you want to do? Set those goals, write those things down, and money is a measurement of that. So I would set the goals first, and then calculate how much money it would take to accomplish those goals. That's how I would set it. I wouldn't set the money target first. I would go back the other way. So then the time that you can set up for yourself, well, you know, set a 6-month goal, 1-year goal, 2-year goal, 3-year goal. Beth said this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. For sure it's not. It takes some work. But, you know, would you rather work 40-plus years like most people? And nowadays in the U.S., for example, people are having a hard time retiring because they don't have enough money to retire. Or would you rather get it over with, you know, work extra hard with incredible opportunity, 2 to 3 to 5 year plan? I mean, wouldn't that be faster? You know, there is work involved, but you can definitely, look, if you run with the new business model like Jeunesse, you have a huge opportunity. So 3, set goals, for example, month by month for a year. If you set your goals, and then you calculate how much money you want to make. Well, how much money would you be happy? Let's say, for example, I've talked to some people, they say they want to make 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month. Okay, that's fantastic. That's a great goal to have. But you know what? Let's look at it. Then when do you want to make that? 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now? Set the goal. Put your commitment in. So then we measure the commitment and the expectation by setting goals month by month for a year, for example. So, for example, this month is August. By the end of August, how much you want to make? By September, end of September, how much money you want to make? And do that month by month by month. For example, Bev did a fantastic presentation on the opportunity and the compensation plan. In August, if you want to make, let's say $1,000 US, okay? Well, if you go out and get customer or get a distributor customer, retail or wholesale or preferred customer, and each time, for example, if somebody buys a serum, you make $52. So, for example, you can set a goal like, well, if you retail 20 serums, you make $1,000 US. Okay, that's one way. Another way is, for example, get some preferred customers and give them a discount and get them on auto ship, and then you get a steady customer. You build the number of customers you have, and then, or if they come in as a wholesale customer and they they paid a $50 or $30 overseas, and they decide to buy ambassador pack, which is $200 customer acquisition bonus. So if, for example, if you have 5 of those people before the end of August, you will make $1,000 US. So this is this is how you set the goals to each month to move forward in your business, and each month you shoot for the goals that you have set. So as you set, let's say, for example, in August you want to make 1,000. Let's say in September you want to make 2,000. Let's say October you want to make 3,000, etc., etc., etc. Well, if you put those numbers, if you set your goal 1 year from now, will you, by the end of 1 year, setting goals month by month, hit your goal of 10 to 20,000 a month? That is the question, because this is very necessary. When you write separately how much you want to make a month, what amount makes you happy, and then when you do it month by month, it shows that this exercise start to show what mindset, your own understanding of the business. And you need to do that not by yourself, but actually with your sponsor or your upline leader who's doing well. This exercise shows your knowledge, your understanding of the business, or the understanding of your goal. It helps you measure your expectation and commitment you need to have to put your actions in order. For example, if by the 12th month, let's say month by month by month, let's say your goal in a year is to make 20,000 a month, for example, and by month by month by month, you increase it by 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000 each month. So by the 12th month, you're at 12,000. Well, there is a huge difference between 12,000 a month and 20,000 a month. So then you have to go back and really reevaluate or make a plan of how to achieve 20,000 a month. You have to go back month by month. You got to plan your actions. Then you got to look at how to increase the income, for example. What events you need to promote to reach there, because every event, there's excitement, there's new product, there's new information, there's promotion, so sales go up, and it helps build the momentum in your business. So you start to think, I got to plan around these events. I need to be there. My team needs to be there. Next, for example, you can measure how much sales you need to have personally and on a team basis. You work that out with your sponsor or the upline leader, you'll be good. Then you can compare your expectation and your commitment that you need to put in to make it work. So goal setting is a very, very important exercise. Now, here's the thing. There's no business that's perfect. Like I said before, some people make a lot of money, some people don't. Why? Well, everybody's journey is different. If you remember the picture of the mindset, the head with the tree inside with the roots at the bottom, we all came from different roots, different, maybe even a different soil. We have different experiences in life. So for sure, each of our journey are going to be different than somebody else's. So you have to think, you know, in the business, I'm going to kind of explain it like this. Let's say there's a chart, and one side measures your emotion, the other side measures time, the period of time you're in the business. Well, for sure, there's ups and downs in the business. Let's say, for example, you get started, and you know, your sponsor tells you, you know what, go to the USGS YouTube website and get trained. Look at step 2 and get trained on how to do the business. Look at the video, take notes, and then do the homework. Make your list. Think about your dream. Okay, so then you go there, and then afterward you want to invite some people on the webinar to see some of the video that we send out for information purposes, and you get some people, they you know, maybe very trusted people, but they see it but they don't like it, or they don't know enough about it, or maybe just darn negative. And you know what? After, when you get to excitement, and then we start to go down again. But don't park there. You know what you need to do? Go keep in touch, communicate. Learn from the people who are already doing it. So am I doing something wrong? What can I do better? And this is what I did, but can I do it better? Go back and review. Your sponsor, your upline leader can help you with that, communicate to you how it's done. Then from there, yeah, you might get some encouragement, a little bit of motivation. Hey, you know what? Maybe they even sit there to do it with you to explain how you can do it better. Well, that works, okay? So then you start to go up, and then you start to invite some people. They look on the webinar, they look at the link, they talk, and then you leverage your sponsor or leader to talk to them, and maybe you get 1 or 2 sign-up, you get your business start rolling. So it's ups and down. But for sure, one thing that will keep you very strong in your business, to keep you emotionally stable within your business, is your why, your cause, your dream, why you do the business. You know, is it for your children's education? Is it for yourself, a better life? You just sick and tired of the job, want to do something else, want to be free, want to travel. Think about that. You know, want to make more money so you can have more freedom, be more happy. I don't know, meet more people, right? Volunteer more, help more people. So your why is very important. That keeps you stable, keeps you strong. Because you know, when people say no to you, normally they don't know what's going on. They don't have enough information. They have a wrong perspective. They're closed-minded. So what? Next, for sure, out of 100 people, there are always that 10, 20 people, 30 people who are very positive and trust you and want to work together with you to build the business together, build the dreams together. So, you know, you can enroll people with your why, the reason why you do it. I know it's very funny because I was talking to a partner of mine, and you know, they were sharing with me how they talk to their friends. And one thing that, yeah, you know, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing Uber and just trying to make a living. But you know what? His friends, they have the same problem, and they come into the business because of that, because of the same reason. So your why, your own story, your reasons could be the same reason your friends and family or acquaintances, they want to do the business also. They want an opportunity. So your why is very important. It will keep you steady and strong. Always remind yourself of that. You know, one thing I do personally is when I talk to folks at the beginning of my career, I used to have, you know, my why, my dream, my list of what I want to accomplish next to my contact list, the people that I know, and I will make some phone calls to maybe, you know, meet together or talk and see how, you know, if they're interested in the product or the business, and I'll make an appointment. Of course, people say no to me, and you know, folks, it doesn't matter how much money we make, they still say no. Okay, it's not because of us, it's because of them. So from there, you know, I would remind myself of why I'm doing it, and that just keeps me strong. It keeps me going. It keeps me making those phone calls. Well, you know, the other thing you need to make, and it is part of the mindset, is make the contact list. Put the name, occupation, contact, city, and country where they are at. We're in a global business. And one thing is, you know, your success will come from 90% people who are not on your contact list. It starts with a few. You got to find those few, and those few that are willing to, you know, put the effort in to really create their dream in the business. So from there, you know, you got to get they have to make their contact list, etc. So if everybody do the contact list, then you never run out of people to talk to. So to open the marketplace, to spread to do the marketing. You know, again, your success will come from 90% of people who are not on your contact list. It's the people they know. So that's why it brings a very important point. Plug into USGS, our US global system. And this is a business system that helps you build your marketing team in Jeunesse. Yeah, you can reach out the product, but we also can make more money building a marketing team, so we can market to more people the products, more sales. The more sales you have, the more income you make. So we have put together a USGS official channel on YouTube. Anybody can go to. The new people, they look at step 1, and then once you get started, look at step 2, continue education. Step 3, learn more leadership skills, and step 4. So we have this in English, Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese to help and people build a business. And soon we'll have it in Indonesian Bahasa and multiple other languages. So this is a tool that we use. I still remember when we first started in Jeunesse, we didn't have any of this, nothing. So it was all event. That's the only place we can learn, or maybe conference calls. But now on YouTube, you have fantastic tools to help build the successful mindset that you need to be where you are not right now. Okay, and there's many people coming to the industry who are very successful in their own industry, but coming into our industry, make sure that we're willing to unlearn and relearn how to be successful. Something will be similar. I think for me, I see that business people, they have that desire and commitment to keep moving forward. That's great. But then the skill sets to be successful, well, it's great to learn from, for example, Kim. She's the #1 distributor in Jeunesse, very successful, 20+ years experience. If you want to learn her 20 years plus experience, listen carefully what she said, and then take notes and learn from that and question it. Ask your sponsor, your leader, what does Kim really mean? So this is how we can move forward faster in the business. The more you plug in, the more events you go to, the more videos you watch, then in practicality, the more actions you put to practice those things you learn with your sponsor. So you're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself. Do it with them. It makes it that much easier. So folks, today I've given you a glimpse of what the mindset is. It's not only how you think and the attitude, but it's a whole slew of things in our business. We talk about your dream, your goals, set the goals, make those concrete, your contact list, all those are part of your mindset. Because if you just talk to 5 to 10 people and nobody's interested, well, you probably got another 190 or more, to a list of 200 more to talk to. You're just tapping the tip of the iceberg. If you want to be the top 1% in the world, you still have to, out of 100 people, you can find the other that one person that's the 1%. If they become your business partner, they work the business with you, your business will become that 1%. So I hope that you take this into mind, go through the ups and downs, remember why you do it, and never give up. And you got to keep going. Be steady like a train, just going. And you know what? Once you build some momentum, that train is very hard to stop. So folks, thank you very much for your time. It's really been my pleasure to share with you this amazing opportunity, the idea of how we can be successful, be not a citizen of any country, or well, what I mean is we put a lot of titles on ourselves. We could be the father, we could be the son, we could be the brother, we could be the sister, or we put a lot of hats on every day. Well, one hat I encourage you all to have is really to become a citizen of this global community where people are already doing it, entrepreneurs from around the world, or employees turning into entrepreneurs, that they're using this vehicle called Jeunesse to really reach their dreams. The company is truly amazing. Deborah mentioned last year we did $1.1 billion US. Well, this year we are way over that already. So we're going to get close to $2 billion year this year. So ride the momentum, ride the wave. And many markets out there still so brand new. The opportunity is there for you. So if it's first time on this webinar, welcome to the Jeunesse family. And welcome to the U.S. global system family. U.S. means us. Together, we, the we family, the us family. So, look forward to working with all of you sometime in the future and looking to see all of you personally, face-to-face, somewhere in the world. Thank you very much. This is Samson Lee. That concludes our training. Signing off from Los Angeles, California. Have an amazing week. You deserve it. Bye-bye now.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.